All right. And before we start, Master Kim, did you have any questions or anything that we wanted to start with today? Okay,
Nope.
just going through. Okay, I'm gonna do a overview of the junior leader program, and Keith, feel free to jump in anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
That so I'm just going to start from the beginning. We use Google Classroom. We have 52 lessons that we use in a variety of ways. We use them weekly, one every week. We repeat through all the classes. I know some schools do them they do the same one for 2 weeks, it just kind of extends. I find, going through all of them and then the next year doing them again, the kids get excited. They like them, and it is something they look forward to. They like playing the same game over and over again. um, but we also use them on school assemblies, which this time of year we are going crazy with that. So whether it's in the classroom or school assemblies or field days, we can choose the different activities to use on those, and it makes things really easy. Um, and then also because your staff or your instructional staff has gone through them too, you can have them kind of spread the work around so you're not the only one doing every assembly. And it's just good overall, easy. Anybody could do it, even if they weren't a martial artist. Even if you had your program director or somebody who's answering the phones, they could run these activities. It's that simple. So let's get into that. um let's see. So Google Classroom, I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but we'll just go through the steps here. From your Google, you can enter into the classroom, which of course will give you the links and everything there. And then the junior leadership training class is right here. It's marked. And we just go into the classwork. So there are 12 units. Each one is a different character trait. And in those 12 units are 4 different activities. There's some bonus ones in there too, but there's at least 4. You also have these activities on paper here in the lesson. So if you just want to print them out and run them that way, or if you want to use the videos as either a training guide for your staff, or if you want to have the kids watch the videos. The videos are anywhere between 1.5 minutes and 2.5 minutes. So they're super short. And then you can do the lesson right along at the end of your class. So this is the confidence one. Let's see here. We have positive attitude, leadership, and let's see. Let's take a look at this one, the team jump rope. So you can see that each unit has the written lessons that you can print out, or you can show the video. So let's take a look at this one. And Keith, let me know if my video is not sharing. It's been a while since I shared a video.
Okay.
So this is the start, and basically in our classroom, we have just a laptop connected to the big screen TV, and we have the Google Classroom is just set up, so any instructor, when it's time for the lesson, it's already right here, and we just hit play.
8, 9, 10.
Hi everyone. In today's lesson on leadership, we are going to focus on leading with confidence and celebrating the victories. So when your team wins or they accomplish the goal, it's important not to just move on to the next thing, but take the time to give everybody a high five, cheer for each other, and let them know how proud you are of their success. Also, when you're the leader, you want to show confidence. And one of the ways that we can show confidence is with a nice, strong voice. So in today's activity, you're going to practice jumping together with your team over a rope. So there'll be 3 or 4 of you on the team. One of you needs to be the leader. And as 2 instructors swing one big rope around and around, you're going to work together to see how many times your team can jump over the rope without touching the rope. Now, if you're the team leader, your job is to make sure you say go loud so everyone moves together, and also it's your job to count how many times you jump over the rope. You can take turns with different people being the leader so everyone gets to practice. On your go, really loud. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we got 6 that time. Okay, let's do it. So when you're the leader, make sure you lead with confidence, and also make sure that you celebrate when your team wins. Okay, so that is an example of the 52 videos. That's one, and we use that all week. And so the video plays for, that was just around 2 minutes. And then we just talk to the kids and say, all right, what did they talk about using a strong voice and being the team leader? Let's give it a try. And then we just go right into the activity. And then you have, reminding them, all right, your team got 6 this time instead of 5. Let's celebrate that. High five, and just kind of teaching them that. And every activity returns back to the monthly lesson, or however, if you want to do it for 2 months, refers back to that lesson. And then you have that to talk to the kids about every time. One of the things that I really like about it is, one, it's simple, it's easy, but 2, the parents in the classroom get to hear this consistent lesson over and over and over again, all week long. And then, next week, so we do confidence for a month. So we'll do that, or leaders, whatever the word is, we do it for the month. And then they do that activity all week. And so it's getting not just to the kids what lesson we want, but to the parents what it is we're trying to instill in these kids. Like you said, helping them out, to be good citizens, and teaching them good character that goes right along with it. But the thing about this is it's on purpose. I think people ask, well, how does martial arts teach confidence? How does martial arts teach focus? How does martial arts teach respect? And we know it as adults and practitioners that over time it just becomes who you are. But I think parents want to know how you're going to do it, and that it's not a mystery. But on purpose, here's exactly how we're going to do it. So when you're looking at enrolling somebody in a higher level program, and you can say, here is how we're going to teach leadership, or here's how we're going to teach teamwork to your child, and they're going to be exposed to this every time they come to class. But that is a quick kind of overview of the junior leader program. Do you have any questions or thoughts about that so far?
No, I thought that looked awesome. And
Thank
I
you.
like the idea. I like the idea of that structure. I think that'll be really helpful, because I kind of, yeah, I would say maybe it's a character trait. I don't know, but I wing it. I'm winging it a lot, and it's it's like, okay, I can do it, but then what happens if I'm out of town, or it's left up to the next person? And so that's where something
Absolutely.
like a system would be huge.
Mm-hmm. Or like today, it's April 15th, tax day, and it seems like I am inundated with emails and texts and questions, and everything has to be done right now. And so it
Yes.
feels like the time maybe I had allotted to think about, what I wanted to do in my classes today gets shorter and shorter and shorter. And you're
Right.
right, you don't always get all that time. And this is what I wanted to take out for instructors and school owners. You want this taught, this is going to be easy for you to do, and it takes out all the thinking about it because it's already been done. And you can pull out, You can run it any way you want. Let me go back to the classroom.
And while you're doing that, what I like is that the kids they know the routine. When we call time and there's 10 to 15 minutes left of class, they know to run over to the TV and have a seat. They watch the the video. By Thursday or Friday, they already know the game. So we get to make it more challenging or whatever, whatever you want to do. But yeah, the goal of this is to free up time for you and get just have those all done exactly like you said, have your other instructors be able to do it. And we don't our 16-year-olds are great. I don't know if they have 30 or 40 years of life lessons in them yet to teach those. So
Right.
just making sure that they've got you know what's being taught on your mat. So
That's great.
And Master Kim, what are some other ways that you use the videos besides just in the classroom?
Mainly I look at the video and then we'll go over at our leadership training. And then I'm trying to modify sometimes different things to introduce. One day during the leadership training during the spring break, I made them teach how to hold a pen.
nice.
And interesting enough, everybody followed the first person the way they explained it. So I had to tell them, you have to think differently. Do not copy what one does. I just want to see them teach differently other than just one way. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's just across the board. I see that all the time, and it's always surprising to me. The way the first person did it, everybody else thinks that's the way, or the way you wanted it. It is difficult to teach them to think outside the box sometimes. So you use it in your leadership training, and then you also use it for your like your junior instructors, teaching
For
them
everybody.
for everybody.
I just dump it on them. And
Everybody.
then
Okay.
we see who's going to pick up, because I was surprised by this first grader. She picked it up so well about find, acknowledge, and reward. She just picked it up, and I was floored by her.
You're like, how many years do you have to wait to hire her, right?
I heard it right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I love that too, because it really gives kids the opportunity to shine in a way that maybe in just regular routine trainings you wouldn't see it. So you get to see parts of the student skills they have that maybe you wouldn't recognize before. But so that's our junior leader classroom, and the videos and the written lesson plans are all in there. It's simple too, that even if you took your laptop to a classroom demonstration or instructor for the day, they could watch the lesson on there too. And if depending, you can choose which lesson you want to teach. Out of 52, certainly there's one that can be done in a classroom. So you can kind of do it that way also. But we also have the teen and adult instructor training. So you have your junior program, and then also this one is designed to help you train up instructors so that when you are away or sick, that you have quality people that can step in and make sure everything runs. You talk about retention. It's been my experience that if people are only going to come if I'm the instructor, that is not going to help. I've got to get people to have the mindset that the instructor team at Olson's Martial Arts is why I'm coming to this class, and not just hung up on one person. And that is a culture you have to create, because people get, when somebody says, well, who's teaching class Tuesday night? That really rubs me wrong. So, but here is the classwork for the instructor team. And I start this at age, Master Kim says he puts it in with everybody. I start at age 12, and they come to a class where they learn how to be a leader, instructor, And there's 5 different levels. And the reason I have it broken up into 5 different levels is to make it where a person can feel accomplished, like I am working towards becoming an instructor. So instead of, one day you're not an instructor and one day you are, there's a process. And this is also, your instructor training program is a program that you can show people how, when you join leadership as a 14 or a 40-year-old, here's how I'm going to teach you how to be a leader, or an instructor, if that's what they want to do. But so there's 5 levels, and in each level there's a lot of tools that you can use if you want to. First and foremost, the nice thing is that you have the class planners. So you have your lesson plans. If you want to teach, like Master Kim mentioned, find, acknowledge, reward, it's a lesson on looking for the good in your student. If you need a lesson plan to help people learn how to be teachers, there are many, many lesson plans in these levels that you can just look at. You can either read it on your phone or you can print it out, or however you want to do it, and you have a lesson plan on how to teach people how to teach. So each level has lesson plans. It has a instructor manual that you can print out, and this goes to the student. So if you have, a couple of 12-year-olds that want to learn how to be an instructor, their leadership level is a little bit higher, you can give them this manual and they can study it and practice it, and it'll go right along with the lessons that you're teaching. There's also included in each level is a written test, and then for you guys, the answer key. So I like to, when I look at creating an instructor, I like the whole package. I like them to have charisma and be able to lead, and that needs to be taught sometimes. I also like them to think about studying not just their martial art, but studying their teaching skills. So they're learning that I am supposed to be looking for the good in each student. And when I find something they need to correct, how do I do that in a good way? Or I need to learn how to manage a group of 25 kids without anybody being, disruptive, or 50 kids. How do I handle it if I'm the lone instructor and I've got 3 different levels of students that need to be taught? How do I make that happen? And these lesson plans and information is in all of these teen and adult manuals. So there's the level 1, and you can see level 2. It has the same format, level 3 and 4, and then 5. And in my mind, at level 4 and 5 is when you have somebody who can actually teach a class. So you can have them go through the steps, and it's very self-directed in terms of some people are going to be ready before others. So it just depends. And there's some guidelines in there, if you need them on helping when somebody's ready. But that is the teen and adult instructor program in a nutshell. And just to give you an example of their manual. It's not too big, and like I said, I like to break it up so that people feel successful. So there's some words in here, some lessons about, especially as they're starting off, some etiquette things, what you're expecting of them. And to be honest with you, parents really find this helpful. Like, okay, my teen's going to be learning that, how they behave outside of the martial arts class is important, and they can use this to remind them at home, how to be a good leader, good citizen. And then we get right into some teaching skills, and they can learn and see, okay, how do I be a good teacher? And to me, this is the first level of being able to teach. And whether you're trying to teach somebody how to tie a shoe or do a form, this is where you start. But each manual is separated into little sections like this, where you have teaching skills, you have people skills, how to communicate with someone, and then leadership skills. So teaching, people and leadership skills, and each manual has that broken down for you, and each manual has lesson plans to help you do that. So if you say, okay, I want to teach my instructors how to think like a leader, we're gonna work on this section today, there's a lesson plan that goes along with that, and then you can do that in your class. And so that's how that program works. Any questions or comments on that?
When you were talking through it, I thought, man, this would probably be good for me to go through just because I, came up through the MMA school kind of, someone walks in like, well, what are we gonna do today? And then it's like, so how do you learn to be an instructor? You just kind of, wing it till you figure it out kind of thing. So having some, yeah, I think it could be really helpful, not just for staff or students, but for me too. Yeah. So
Yes, sir. Yeah, I find it so true all the time, because I teach it every week. I teach instructor training, and I'll use this for special seminars, leadership, especially summertime coming up. We do a boot camp for instructors. And it's funny how often I'm reminded of, yeah, I need to make sure I do that. So teaching keeps you sharp in all respects.
yeah, that all looked really great. I think I'm a easy sell because I think, I admire what y'all have done, watching, from afar through the Oliver group. And then, yeah, it seems like a well thought out, well laid out, plan that you have. So,
Well, thank you for that.
thanks. Yeah.
We work
Thanks for having me
hard.
on the call.
Yeah, absolutely. Master Kim, is there anything left before we end our call today?
Nope.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, and we'll be in touch, Mr. Caldwell. And you guys have a great week, and I hope that you're done with all things taxes that you have to deal with today.
Thank you. Y'all have good days. Bye.
All
Have a
right.
nice day.
Bye-bye.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
good one.
Bye, guys.